Holy shit. Excuse my language, but holy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to curse. No, actually, I'm not sorry because holy shit, what the fuck just happened? Okay, quick warning. This is a review from Elimination Chamber. And, oh boy. The last minutes of the show just shocked me. And I feel like I'm Blumpy at the end of his reaction of Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar in 2016 when he saw Goldberg destroy Brock in, I don't know, 1 minute. I can't remember, but my God, like, okay, first of all, I should say my name is Enrique. I'm your reviewer. I'm now doing also reviews of wrestling since I have WWE and Netflix. I'm mostly gonna be focusing on WWE, no AEW, no TNA, no anything else, and I'm focusing on pay-per-views. And this pay-per-view, while not beginning like in a big shock, it ended in a holy shit moment. And my jaw, I the images that you see right here don't even come close of my reactions. And it's not even close to showing my reactions. But I'm gonna get into that in a bit. For now, let's talk about the matches that we got so far. First of all, the Elimination Chamber match with the woman. We have Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Bailey, and Alexa Bliss. I think that's all the characters, all the wrestlers. Well, these started off with the Women's in the Elimination Chamber match. And then we see the return of Jade Cargill. Now, Jade Cargill was taken out on a SmackDown episode like a few months ago, probably 2 or 3 months ago. I can't remember. The point is that she returns to this match and attacks Naomi. There have been hints over and over the shows about who was the attacker, hinting at Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez being the culprits. But in the end, showing Naomi attacking, showing Jade Cargill attacking Naomi was shocking enough. And believe it or not, not the shockiest thing. I'm getting ahead. Basically, Jade Cargill destroys Naomi. Sorry for my babbly words. But yeah, basically, Jade Cargill takes Naomi out. Naomi's out of the Elimination Chamber match. Bianca is distraught, and they continue the fight. And everybody gets in there. Alexa is showing a lot of confidence that she was going to win. Liv Morgan is showing a lot of cockiness in her match. We see everybody getting into it. Roxanne versus Bailey. I think I mentioned Roxanne in the match. No, I don't think so. But point is, the Naomi, no, sorry, the Roxanne and Bailey are eliminated. Then Alexa Bliss, and then it comes down to Bianca and Liv Morgan. And in the end, it turns out that Liv Morgan ends up being beaten by Bianca Belair. And in the end, it was shown that Bianca is going to challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania. That should be good. And a little bit suspicious. Okay, so this is the part when I'm getting to what I think is going to happen. It's not a prediction, to say the least, but I'm going to think that I think ahead what is going to be the plan. I think with the reaction of Jade Cargill attacking, Naomi and Bianca winning the Elimination Chamber match, I'm thinking that a couple of things will happen, that these two stories will get involved. Rhea and Bianca are going to get into it, and then we're going to see how it implodes with Naomi and Jade Cargill. Maybe this is going to be the first Jade Cargill singles match in a WrestleMania pay-per-view. So that's a good thing. But the question is, why did she attack Naomi? Now, judging by the fact that she was taken out, the Jade Cargill was taken out, you would think that that Naomi was the one responsible. But that would be a lot easier considering that if that would be the case and somehow Bianca won, what does that mean? I think this is going to be a trap for Jade because she will think that Bianca didn't have anything to do with it. After all, they were tag team partners, and then when Jade Cargill was taken out, Naomi took her place, and that's something that she will get upset by. And now that Bianca is going to WrestleMania to challenge for the women's title against Rhea Ripley, you will think something is going to happen. Turn, swerve, something like that. And is going to be about Jade Cargill finding out. Maybe she finds out at WrestleMania. Maybe later on. Maybe Bianca turns heel at WrestleMania. We don't know. What we know is that it's going to be explosive. So that should be interesting to see how those two stories interact. I think also that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, along with the Judgment Day, are going to be busy with the YS6 as well as Alexa Bliss. I don't think it's going to be for the tag team titles. I don't think that the goal of the YS6 is to be champions. It is not exactly like that, but it's going to involve the Judgment Day in some shape or form. So I will bet my money on the Judgment Day versus the YS6 along with Alexa Bliss. And that's going to be probably a knuckle down, a brawl fight match, whatever it is. What would the AEW call that match? War Games? No. Blood and Guts? No, 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 no. I don't know. It's going to be insane and it's going to be spooky. Probably. It's probably going to be spooky. Okay, continuing with the review, we see both Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton facing off against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And as we all know, Tiffany and Trish pick up the win. No shocking there. It was good to see Trish Stratus back on Toronto, and because that was the last match that she ever had, winning the women's championship in 2006 on Unforgiven. It was her last match for a title, and honestly, it's good to see her. We saw her a couple of times, a couple of years, being face, heel, once, I think, and that was pretty much it, and she retired. But yeah, that was good to see her, and Tiffany also being basically a babyface at this point. And now she has to worry about, well, facing off against Charlotte Flair and defend her WWE Women's title. So that's something that she now has to get into, and we'll see how it turns out. Will Charlotte become a 15-time world champion in the women's division, or will Tiffany make a statement and show why it's Tiffy time? Tiffy time. I really love it. Okay, going on into the next match is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. It was brutal, but I will say it's not as brutal as any other unsanctioned matches. I think one of my favorite ones are with Shawn Michaels facing off against Triple H or Chris Jericho, because those ones were allowed to be more personal and brutal. This one felt brutal, but it kind of felt like too rushed in my opinion. And let's face it, in the end it's going to set up about Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Speaking of which, the match ended with Kevin Owens picking up the win after a struggle down fight. Sorry if I don't talk about the details about the match, because it was basically very brawl. Sami Zayn going through two tables. No, yes. Sami Zayn going through two tables. Kevin Owens getting hit by a barbed wire steel chair. A lot of moonsaults on that barbed wire steel chair. Oh my god. And it was so many things that happened. In the end, Kevin Owens picks up the win, and he tries to end Sami Zayn's career. And that's where Randy Orton comes out and decides to attack Kevin Owens. Kevin tries to run away, but he can't. Randy tries to go for the punt, but he fails. And in the end, it all comes to Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton in WrestleMania. That should be good. It should be brutal. I don't know if Kevin Owens is going to pick up the win or maybe Randy Orton. I don't know. Randy Orton, as you remember, was taken out by Kevin Owens in a match in, I think, Crown Jewel. Yeah, in Saudi Arabia. It was basically Kevin Owens taking down or taking out a Randy Orton. Randy was out with an injury, and he comes back in the Elimination Chamber, and it was as brutal as you think. It was very brutal. Now, what does that mean for I don't know, for Sami Zayn? Maybe a match with Karrion Kross. Maybe he will pick up the pieces. Now that Karrion Kross doesn't have like a team with him, he doesn't have the Authors of Pain or Paul Eiling in his corner. I don't think it's going to be a tag team match or anything like that. I think it's going to be one-on-one if Karrion Kross decides to fight Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn. And now that Kevin Owens is having his hands busy with Randy Orton, we all know that match is. But now let's get into the Elimination Chamber match. And boy, did they shock us. So it's basically John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre in the inside the Elimination Chamber match, and fighting for an opportunity for the WWE Championship, which Cody Rhodes holds it. And now we need to talk about what happened. So we began with both Drew and Seth. They were the ones outside the pots. They started brawling out. Then we got Damian Priest trying to take down Drew McIntyre. They all of them get into it. Seth trying to destroy Drew with the pod that CM Punk is in now. Funny thing that I noticed is the lights on CM Punk's pod were falling down, and he was trying to put them back where they were, but they kept falling down whenever they got hit. Then after that, Logan Paul comes out. Nobody likes Logan Paul, but hey, that's part of the gimmick. Basically, Logan Paul takes down everyone. Everyone is getting hit. Then John Cena comes out. He does his shtick. He does the AAs, the attitude adjustments, then 5-knuckle shuffle. Everything. He hits everyone. It takes down everyone. Basically, he gets kicked out by Drew McIntyre. He gets stump in the face. Then we see that Damian Priest rolls up Drew McIntyre and eliminates him, and that's very shocking to see. Then after that, we see that Drew attacks Damian Priest. Damian gets taken out by Logan Paul in the match. He eliminates him. Then it comes down to Punk, Cena, Seth, and Logan Paul. They are attacking one another. I can't remember what happened, but I think if I'm not mistaken correctly, Logan Paul gets taken down by CM Punk and he gets eliminated. So it's all coming down to John Cena, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. They both attack each other. We get a moment between Cena and Punk. They hug, then they fight. Then we see Cena taking the fight to them. Then we see Seth Rollins taking both of these guys out. CM Punk puts the GTS on him, then an AA from John, and then Punk pins Seth Rollins, and that he eliminates Seth Rollins. So now it's all coming down to John Cena and CM Punk, a very 2011 match, if you ask me. Then we see that Seth Rollins, in a moment of desperation, curb stomps CM Punk outside of the field, which takes the advantage. John Cena takes the advantage and puts Punk in a GTS. Punk doesn't respond, and then John Cena picks up the win. Now, that moment alone made me happy because John finally got a victory, and now he's going to WrestleMania in the main event against Cody Rhodes. But here's the catch, and that's where everything unfolds. Now, one week ago, if I'm not mistaken, The Rock came out in an episode of SmackDown. He announced that WrestleMania would take place at New Orleans once again. That was my first WrestleMania that I ever watched online. That's if you want to know. But he calls out Cody Rhodes. Now, keep in mind one thing. After last year, The Rock has basically become the enemy of The Rock because The Rock wanted to main event WrestleMania against Roman Reigns for the WWE title. That never happened. Cody Rhodes put himself in the match against Roman Reigns. The ending of that match ended with Cody picking up the win. Then after that, we see that The Rock is disappointed. The Rock throughout 2024, he's just in the shadows. He doesn't say anything. He just basically acts like nothing happened. He congratulates Cody. But then in the last episode of SmackDown, or the penultimate episode of SmackDown, we see that The Rock is asking Cody to be his champion, to give his soul to The Rock so he can take him to new levels, high levels. We all know The Rock, but we all know deep down that The Rock just wants to destroy Cody. He wants to own him. He's the board member of the TKO. He basically wants to humiliate Cody because basically despite him beating him in a tag team match at WrestleMania last year, we all know that this all boils down to The Rock still upset that he never got the main event that he wanted, which he could have if he would have wanted. But then we got to this moment. Basically, The Rock gave an ultimatum. The Cody Rhodes has until the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view to basically give a Rock the answer. He gives Rock the answer on an Elimination Chamber match. After the Elimination Chamber in one of the segments. Basically, he tells him, "Please be my champion. Give your soul to me." And Cody Rhodes has to make a decision. So after John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber match, Cody Rhodes comes out. He congratulates John. Basically, it's the match that we want to see. Then The Rock comes out with Travis Scott. And Travis Scott is smoking pot. I don't know why he's smoking pot. Like, what the hell? But basically, he's waiting for the answer, and everyone is in the ring. And I'm looking at John and saying, what is he doing still there? Like, why is he trying to do? Basically, it all comes down to this. The decision has to be final. Cody Rhodes has to make a decision. Will he give his soul to the Rock, or will he deny it? And basically said, "Go fuck yourself, Rock." Basically, he said no. And in the end, we see John Cena congratulating him, hugs him, but then we see that as he is hugging Cody Rhodes, that he's locking eyes with The Rock, where he slits his throat and John Cena gives his look and dick kicks Cody Rhodes in the nuts and starts attacking him using the Rolex, using the microphone, using the championship belt. Basically, John Cena turned heel. I can't believe it. And this is going to take the majority of this video, but man, I never thought that I would see the day of John Cena turning heel, because honestly, I one of those guys who never wanted John Cena to turn heel, because I always thought, why, what's the point? Why turn this guy who's given it all to this business to be doing this? And when I saw that, I was just speechless. Like, what could I say to that moment? What could I say that I could make that moment any sense? And The Rock with Travis slapping or basically kicking or whipping Cody Rhodes with one of the straps that The Rock has. Basically, he now so many thoughts in my head. I'm so sorry, but it's because it's a very shocking moment to see John Cena turning heel in front of everybody. I mean, the audience was cheering still because it was still a shocking moment, and everybody deep down wanted John Cena to turn heel like forever ago. And now that this is happening, it's shocking. Everybody doesn't know what's going on. Everybody was shocked. John Cena basically gave his soul to The Rock. A lot of people will compare this to Austin shaking hands with Vince McMahon, but the thing is that heel turn doesn't even come close to this moment. It's basically, if you want to compare it, is basically John Cena doing the Hulk Hogan NWO shtick. When Hogan went to WCW, turned heel, and formed the NWO with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And by God, that moment was shocking back then. And this is basically, if you want to ask me, this is John Cena's Hulk Hogan NWO heel turn. This is the shockiest of all shockiest moments of all time. And the question is, why would he do that? Because he's already a big star. He doesn't need The Rock exactly to be bigger. Basically, John Cena is bigger than The Rock. I'm just going to say that. And The Rock is just there for revenge. But what's the story with John? Well, here's the thing. John Cena hasn't won a singles match in his entire career. He hasn't won anything. And when he lost, and here's something that I need to notice, the clues were kind of there. Because John Cena, after not winning the Royal Rumble, and basically in the press conference after that saying that he wants to go to the Elimination Chamber match, and he's going there, and he's going to become 17-time world champion because that's best for business. And basically throughout the match or throughout the entire show, the clues were there. John Cena, well, in the backstage was acting nice with the children because, well, that's who he is. But then when he starts going there, beating CM Punk after taking advantage of Seth Rollins' attack and basically doing this and not participating in SmackDown or being present all the time, it gave you the clues. And basically it shows that now Triple H is willing to do this to John, and John decided to, yeah, this is the right moment. Let's do this. Let's shock the audience. Let's not just make it about a hug match between me and Cody. We need to do something shocking. And may I remind you people, this is the last year of John Cena's career. This is his farewell tour. And honestly, I don't know what to say. The inner child in me, of course, feels like he's betrayed because part of me didn't want him to turn heel. but I always knew someday he was going to do so. I don't know. Maybe it was the match with the Fiend. Maybe it was when he didn't show up very often, or maybe when John Cena was not winning matches. I thought one of these moments will happen. And the question is now, what's gonna happen in WrestleMania? What the fuck is gonna happen? Like literally, I'm like Jim Cornette right now. Like, what the fuck is just gonna happen? Sorry for my profound language. This is not exactly my style, but god damn. Like literally, I'm shocked. And the question is now, what's gonna happen? What's the plan here? Now, let's talk about what's gonna happen between his alliance with The Rock, because this is basically John Cena selling his soul to The Rock for a chance to become 17-time world champion. I've seen a lot of people fantasy booking John Cena turning heel, and and a lot of those were interesting to say the least. People wanted John Cena to turn heel for a long time, for basically almost since 2006, 7, 2011 and 12, 2010. They wanted John Cena to be this heel character because they thought, everybody thought, and I don't agree with this, but everybody thought that John Cena can be a prick sometimes, and he has some heel tactics. There was actually a plan in 2012 to turn John Cena heel. The plans were there, the emotion was set. John Cena had a theme song called Fear Me Now or something like that. A new merchandise was created, but at the last moment, Vince McMahon said, no, we're not going to do it. And John Cena didn't turn heel, and that was the end of it. And while John Cena doesn't necessarily need to turn heel in order to become 17-time world champion, he needed some people wanted a match with Cody Rhodes, and they needed something that would be shocking. And I say they succeeded. John Cena forming an alliance with The Rock, the same man who basically caused him to be obsessed with him, and basically follow the same pattern of The Rock of leaving WWE for Hollywood. And boy, now that I'm thinking about this heel turn, I'm thinking of what exactly are going to be the repercussions, what exactly is going to be the plan, and what exactly will be the end game in all this. Keep in mind this: with John Cena being in his last year, who knows was he going to do, and he might even come out in the ring to just cut promos, wear a suit and tie, like we always see John Cena in all those fashion models, maybe, or maybe do something different. I don't know. Well, I just saw the press conference of John Cena. He comes out, he doesn't say a word, he takes slowly the mic from the pod and drops it. Basically, that's your mic drop. And The Rock, I don't know, The Rock cutting a promo saying, oh, this is shocking the fans, this is good, blah, 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 blah. Kind of breaking kayfabe, if you ask me. But now we have the match, the dream match of all time. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And normally I will make a prediction. I'm probably going to do so when we are in our final week of WrestleMania. I don't take bets. I don't like money. I don't like to take money on bets. And basically I'm bad with that luck. So I'm just going to predict this. John Cena comes in his heel persona against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. What's going to happen? My guess is that he wins the match. He wins. John Cena celebrates. Everybody is shocked or boos or anything like that. Maybe he will get the same heat as Dominic Mysterio. Who knows? Maybe he will steal the thunder from Dominic Mysterio. I don't know. Maybe so. Oh, by God, the Rey Mysterio is gonna be shocked with that moment. Everybody in the locker room must be thinking, what is going to happen? This also might predict good programs with guys like AJ Styles and CM Punk and Randy Orton. Now the roles have been switched. I would say that Randy Orton is going to be the babyface and John Cena is going to be the heel. And CM Punk is in the same ballpark. He's going to bring some cutting edge promos against John. Oh, I almost forgot. There's something that good mic work Greg Morgan brought up in this podcast like 100 times already, but basically that CM Punk has a favor by Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman has this favor with CM Punk. So is CM Punk going to cash in his favor on a match at WrestleMania? Will Punk and Cody Rhodes will have to set their differences aside to take down this new two man power trip? Basically, this is a new two man power trip if you ask me, but one done right and one that makes more sense than Austin and Triple H. Because at the very least, after all these years, John Cena and The Rock respect each other, care for each other, and the fact that John Cena turned heel with The Rock, it's just, oh, I don't know, man. There are a lot of directions you can take it in. John, now, would the heel turn last until his last match? Maybe, maybe so. Remember that the heel turn that that Stone Cold Steve Austin had was for less than 1 year, basically less than that, and was basically to say to become champion. That was that. When you turn heel, it's because you want to become champion. And now that John Cena is going to turn heel, that he's heel now, what is going to do? My money is that in his run, he's going to do some heelish tactics. What I mean is that he's going to basically slap Ric Flair if they bring Ric Flair to the ring, and basically John Cena says, I already outdid you. I don't need your legacy to be connected with mine. Maybe tears from Ric Flair will come out. Maybe The Rock will show a happy face while he does that, and basically says, "Yeah, he's my man now." And the question is, what's going to happen now that with all of this? What is going to say? It's basically John Cena in 2003 when he was a heel, when he was a villain. And he's going to say like, this isn't Joe Louis Arena, this is the biggest smoking crack house or whatever. Basically, I don't know if he's going to do that thugonomics thing. Maybe he will. And now we are going to see, I don't know, a more loose, more free headed, a more insane John Cena. Basically, cementing his legacy as the 17-time world champion, and basically said, screw you all, I'm going to be champion on my own free will and no one can stop me. And he's basically do the same heel tactics. Although I will say this, I prefer Adam Blampied's previous booking decision about John Cena being heel, but only as a cybernetic machine, good of a man, malfunctioning, showing the dark side of the C Nation and the never give up and all that. Now, oh my God, there's a lot of things in my mind that I cannot even comprehend. I barely gonna get any sleep tonight, but boy, am I shocked. And I don't know what to say. This is the only way I can conjure up. John Cena is gonna have a heel run, maybe for the majority of the year. Maybe when we go to the last year of his career, maybe he will go and show a more babyface side. I don't know. Or maybe it will be like Lita. He will end his career as a heel and that's it. But maybe it will come down to this moment that John Cena is in the last grabs. He needs The Rock to solidify his legacy as the greatest of all time. A lot of people probably won't like this. A lot of kids will be disappointed. Kids that are not in, they are at the very least not in the joke as many fans are. Many many kids probably are in the joke that yeah, he's just doing this because he needs the legacy, he needs to be shock people, he needs to do something big and massive for his final run. Maybe so, maybe you're right. I don't know. John Cena obviously is going to be out after this, and maybe this is the only way. And maybe this is John Cena just saying, "Your Cody Rhodes is going to replace me after all these years I gave to this company, and now the company is going to shun me aside. Hell no! I'm going to show you why I'm motherfucking John Cena." Oh my god! Probably imagine that. Wow. All I know is this: Elimination Chamber is done. We have to look ahead for WrestleMania. We have to be brave, and we have to wait what's gonna happen. So leave your comments. What do you think about this match? What do you think about this moment? We all know we don't know, but I know one thing. I'm going to be keeping an eye on everything. I wonder if this heel turn is going to affect people not wanting to see his the second season of a Peacemaker because oh my god, imagine that. But honestly, I forgot to say the shades that he show as Peacemaker are probably going to help John Cena in his heel run. He's probably going to be outrageous, insane, and just playing cool. Hey, he's a good actor. I'll say better than The Rock. But I don't know. I hope John Cena doesn't hear this so he can go and kill me because I'm still a big fan. But yeah, leave your comments down below. And now that we are in March, look forward for a lot of reviews, and especially one that comes out in this month since I began Sonic Month. So I'll see you later. I'm Enrique, and I'll see you next time. Peace.